Chemistry. It's the greatest drug in the world. When you're feeling it, you're on top of the world. When you're not feeling it, you feel depressed and trapped. So what do you do if your chemistry isn't off the charts? Is there any chance you could have a relationship with someone who doesn't curl your toes? I've got your answers in just a second. Stick around. I'm Marc, Katz, dating coach for smart, strong, successful women, and your personal trainer for love. Welcome to the Love You podcast. Keep listening to learn what you can do if you're not feeling chemistry. When we're done, I'll let you know how you could apply to Love You to create a passionate relationship that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood. So let's begin today's podcast with something vitally important. If you have absolutely no chemistry, don't even bother. I don't care what anybody tells you. Right? You never have to be in a relationship where there's no chemistry. There's enough people in the world with whom you do feel chemistry that you should never go your whole life without chemistry. Even if he's nice, even if he's objectively cute, even if he worships the ground you walk on and looks great on paper, chemistry is not the most important thing in relationships. That would be compatibility. But without chemistry, your relationship is a complete non-starter. Now, that's with no chemistry. So we're faced instead with these three questions as I outline them. Number one, how much chemistry is enough to get started? Number two, how could we increase our chemistry? Number three, will I feel that I have settled if I don't have enough chemistry? So let's go through these three questions together and come up with some definitive answers that you could take moving forward. Number one, how much chemistry is enough to get started? Well, I once dated someone, obviously before my wife, and she was super. I mean, I had 3 amazing dates with her. We had so much in common. We still know each other, so I don't want to give any definitive information about her, but she's super cool. We talked all night. There wasn't a boring moment. Tons there on paper in common, and for some reason, at the end of the night, I couldn't bring myself to kiss her, and I don't blame her for that. But God, I was beating myself up bad. What's wrong with you? You're going to be single forever. You're passing up great women like this. I was really, really in my head. And then last year, I ran into her and her husband after 15 years. And I remembered how much I enjoyed her company. And I was so happy that she found someone who, presumably, since they have kids, did want to rip her clothes off. So that is the story of attraction. Attraction, as it's been said, is not a choice. It's a thing that you feel. It comes from within. You can't fake it. So if there's zero spark, it's not up to you to take out a blowtorch to try to set it on fire. However, if on a 1 to 10 scale, your chemistry is a 5 or a 6, you may actually have something to work with. Lots, and I mean lots, of Love You clients started with a 6 in chemistry and ended up with a 9 or 10 even, which is why I'm extremely enthusiastic about this model of relationships. Sure, it's easier if your chemistry is a no-brainer and your attraction is off the charts, but that's the nature of it. It's a no-brainer. That's the problem, is your attraction is off the charts, and when your attraction is off the charts, you tend to stop any measure of critical thinking, and you end up in a hot sexual relationship with someone who is not long-term compatible with you. So remember, we're not saying the chemistry is bad. It's not bad. It's good. It's that you can't entirely trust it. So if you have a baseline, right, a 5 or a 6 of chemistry on a first date, go on a second date, there's a chance things can grow. Question number 2. How can we increase our chemistry? Couple ideas. A, plan your dates at night. Right? Stop going on the easiest, laziest, cheapest, shortest date. Right? Plan an evening where 4 hours before you go out, you take a bubble bath, you put on something lacy because he may just see it. Have him pick you up at your place like a gentleman after 8 o'clock for a night out, dinner at an atmospheric restaurant, right? We're going for a date. We're going for ambiance. We're going for a feeling. Environment has a lot to do with chemistry. It's a lot easier to feel something for someone in a romantic situation than in a boardroom or at Starbucks, for example. B, try some novel situations together, right? It creates bonding. Right? Texting does not really increase chemistry. If you have chemistry, texting can be fun and flirty, but texting doesn't increase chemistry. Watching a movie doesn't increase chemistry. But if you have a unique experience together, singing karaoke, going dancing, riding bikes for long distances, you may start to see him in a more attractive light. C, this is on you. Turn up the heat. Lots of times you don't feel chemistry because the guy is a little too nice, a little too safe, a little too respectful, so he doesn't excite you. But even that nice, safe, respectful guy finds you attractive, wants to hook up with you. So instead of expecting him to take the lead, right, because he's a nice, respectful guy who isn't assuming you're going to be receptive to his advances, create the conditions for him to make that happen. Put him in the position where he knows he's got a 99% chance of success. So what does that look like? I don't know, you're on a 5th date. Offer to cook him dinner. Tell him to bring a bottle of wine and a toothbrush. Very, very clear. Most guys, even nice guys, can take it from there. Right? And when you have a physical experience, it changes the whole way. Again, it doesn't mean you have to have intercourse either, but just doing something could take that from a 6 to an 8 like that. Seen it all the time. So once you see how a guy can turn you on in the bedroom, that attraction number often goes up, takes a sizable leap. You start to see him in a new light. All right, and then you could evaluate him as a partner from there. Question number 3. Will I feel like I settled because I don't have enough chemistry? So remember from your dating coach, no one is telling you to settle for a relationship without chemistry or without good sex. Relationships need to have a modicum of both in order to be successful. We, collectively, just have to get out of our way when it comes to this black and white thinking. All great relationships involve making smart trade-offs. And if you've tried the relationship model where you had a 10 chemistry, but a 2 in compatibility because you couldn't get along, you didn't share the same long-term values, you didn't trust him, well, you've seen how that model doesn't work. Chemistry alone cannot make a relationship succeed. But if you've tried the opposite, you've had a 10 in compatibility, he's a great guy who treats you like gold, but you have no real romantic feelings for him, it's like a 2. Well, you've seen the flaw in having 0 spark, 0 sex life whatsoever. That's not a workable model. And so that's why I, at Love U, reject both of those models. They're both extreme, neither of them work. In Love U, we talk about the 7 chemistry, 10 compatibility model as the one to go for. So if you have a guy who is doing everything right, you're enjoying his company, you can relax, you can be yourself around him, he follows up with consistency, and the chemistry starts off as a 6, and you give him a chance to please you in bed and you start to fall in love with him, you may have a chance to go the distance. It's possible. I've seen it. And if, after setting the atmosphere, trying new things, and turning up the heat, you still can't feel enough chemistry, there's absolutely nothing wrong with you, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with breaking up with that guy. You just have to find another guy where you automatically feel it without having to try so hard. I promise you, one of those guys is out there. My name is Marc Katz. Thank you for tuning in to the Love U podcast. For more episodes like this on YouTube, click on the subscribe button, ring the bell, and choose all to ensure you get notified when new content comes out. If you're listening to the audio podcast, please share an honest review on Apple. More reviews equals more awareness of the Love U podcast and more love in the world. And if you want to have an easy relationship with chemistry and compatibility, and the ability to feel safe, heard, and understood for the rest of your life, click on the link below, go to www.evanmarckatz.com and watch my free video about how to gain confidence, attract quality men, and fix your broken man picker once and for all. When you're done, you can apply to Love U and join hundreds of other smart, strong, successful women from around the world in a coaching community where women like you actually get the unconditional love that you deserve. I'll see you there. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.